Hey, everybody. Welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. It is Thursday, February 22nd. I'm Doc. He's Rick. We're going to start off talking about LeBron right after this.
Welcome to the second half or the last third of the NBA season. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A. I'm the fantasy freak, and we're the OGs, and we've been doing this a long time, and we love hanging out with you all. So get your comments in here, and we got a lot to chop up here today, and we're here to help you with your second half decision-making. We have 12 games tonight. Doc, before we go into LeBron and all this stuff, man, how bad did you miss basketball over the last 3 nights? And here's the thing, Doc. I like the Rising Stars Challenge. I do. I like the format. I think the All-Star game needs to take the Rising Stars format because the 48-minute game isn't working. It's broken like the Pro Bowl. They need to fix it. All-Star Saturday night sucked. The All-Star game sucked even more. So it'd be one thing if we had all these nights without our beloved fantasy and all these games to watch and all the box scores to look at. But All-Star Saturday night wasn't any good, and All-Star Sunday night wasn't any good, man. I am starving for good basketball, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long break. I mean, I feel like back in the day, the All-Star break was like 4 days. You know, they'd stop on Friday, they'd start again on Tuesday. Now it's over a week, and it's like, and you've got, you know, Yahoo and ESPN combine those 2 weeks into one long, super long 1 week, and it's just a tough time to try to, because now's the time we're really making a push for the playoffs and figuring out what you're going to do with the rest of your 7 or 8 weeks that are left to get in line of where your team needs to be to win a championship. And you have all this momentum going, and then poof, it's just all gone, and now you kind of got to start over again. Plus, it's just that time of year where there's nothing else going on unless you want to watch Xavier versus Butler 7 times in a row, you know, college basketball. But there's just nothing going on. So it's a long break. And, you know, I kind of embraced it. I was like, I knew it was coming. Like, I'm not even going to look at basketball stuff for the next 4 days and just step away and do whatever. But I'm glad it's back, man, tonight and tomorrow. It's weird, though. What a weird way to come back with, like, 12 games tonight, 11 tomorrow, I think. And, like, everybody's playing back-to-backs. Well, not everybody.
There's a ton of back-to-backs. There's a lot of teams that are going to play 3 games in 4 nights. And like CBS, like Doc was talking about, CBS does a short week leading up to the All-Star break and then a short week coming out of the All-Star break. And so in 30 deep, this is how it goes. So this is a 4-game week. And so there's a lot of teams that have 3 games in this 4-day period, Thursday through Sunday. And then there's teams that have 2. That is going to be crucial in those types of scenarios. Fantrax is another league. Not that Doc would know. He's in the Cam Dynasty here. But Fantrax does the 2-week extended game thing. Which do you prefer, by the way? I'm more with the CBS model of suck it up, man. It's a short week. Let's go. Go for it. Get in the CBS 30 deep is a weekly scenario, not a daily scenario. I wish it was daily, but it's old school. It is what it is. But I prefer more the 2 short weeks as opposed to the 1 super long week. How about you?
Well, the schedule grids that are all built and made up, they all are based on 25 weeks. And that means week 17 and 18 are the 2 short weeks. I prefer them to be broken up. There's 2 teams that only play 1 time this week. And then there's other teams that play 3 times this week. So it's a big deal. A lot can happen this week. And also, while we're talking about the schedule, I prefer this to 2 short weeks for the record. But we are dinosaurs, dude. Playing in that CBS league, it's weekly. You set your lineup on Sunday, you can't touch it again. It's CBS, which is as old school as it gets. I still love CBS though. I think that's where we always did League Freak back in the day.
It was, yeah.
But this coming week, I think it's the Brooklyn Nets play 4 times starting Monday, and then they have a 5-game week after that. That's a big deal for my guy Cam Thomas in 30 deep.
Ooh, you have Cam Thomas in 30 deep. I actually don't like to hear that. We'll get to Cam Thomas in a moment. So, all right, we start the second half here, guys, with a buzzkill. LeBron James isn't going to play tonight against Golden State. It's the game of the night. Maybe not anymore, but I'm still psyched for this game. It's Lakers, it's Warriors, and 12 games tonight. The league gets back to work, and dudes will be shaking off the island vibe and all of that stuff. But LeBron is out tonight with an ankle. Dave McMenamin reported that LeBron, and this was days ago, over All-Star Weekend, he reported that LeBron says the treatment that he will undergo on his left ankle this week will possibly keep him out of the lineup for that Lakers-Warriors game on Thursday. Boom, we're here. That actually happened. Now, I checked with the Lakers source that I have, Doc, and he warned me about this DNP that's happening here tonight. And when I expressed concern as a manager of LeBron in the Cam dynasty, at 39 in his 21st year, this source told me I don't anticipate much missed time. So is this just a back-to-back thing? Is this just a 3-game in 4-night thing, which the Lakers are presented with right now coming out of the break? And so I believe that's where my head is at, Doc, that the Lakers play at home against San Antonio on Friday. He won't be playing tonight. Does he get back to work tomorrow in the Wemby game at home? That's kind of where my brain is with this. I did see LeBron in the All-Star game go up for a dunk and come down kind of weird. It didn't change his gait after the dunk, but it looked weird. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. And, also, why did LeBron play in the All-Star game if he's got a health issue here? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But, Doc, I'm going to remain optimistic here that this is a maintenance plan type of thing and not a legit setback type of injury. What kind of red flag is this for you, if any at all?
Not really a red flag. I mean, LeBron's always questionable. He's always a game time decision. He's always iffy for the next one. Him and AD both. I mean, McTen was talking about this days ago. Oh, like we knew even before he played in the All-Star game, he was maybe not gonna play in this game on Thursday. Like it's a planned day of rest. I think that they probably had on the calendar for a little bit. I'm not really worried about it. I think it's the same with LeBron.
I don't understand why you wouldn't. Like, okay, if that's the plan, and okay, we've got 3 games in 4 nights. LeBron ain't playing all 3 of these games, so he's going to play in 2 of them. Why wouldn't tonight be the game that he plays? He's coming off the All-Star break. You've had all this time off your feet, and then you rest at home tomorrow against the Spurs, who you should be able to absolutely obliterate with Davis and Reeves and Rui and Dinwiddie and Russell without Bron, right? And then Sunday, I don't know who they play on Sunday, but it's somebody, right? And I don't understand why you wouldn't go that route and give yourself a better chance to win all 3 of these games, as opposed to now. I like Golden State a lot tonight. I mean, they're rolling. They're at home. They're feeling fresh and frisky now, and the Lakers are going to be headless without Bron. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. But, Doc, the people need to know, and maybe only in streamer fashion here tonight with LeBron out, and we'll see how long this goes, but Rui Hachimura is a guy that people should be looking at to stream tonight. Last 3 games, he's gone 21 points, 15 points, and 36 points. That was the last game of the first half without LeBron James. In these 3 games, he's got 8 threes, 2 blocks. He's shooting 69, 70, 68. I'm not making that up, and he's not catching and dunking. Those are literally his numbers over these 3 games. He's been crazy efficient this year, 51 from the field, 40 from 3. In 13 starts this year, Doc, he's averaging 14 points a game and shooting 60% from the field. Rui Hach is having a quietly fantastic season, man, and I think he's a really good streamer tonight. Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if he's a streamer at this point. I mean, the last 3 games, he's got to be on a pretty short list of, 10 or 15 guys that might be available in your league that you have to think about picking up as well. So I think he is a lock to put up a solid stat line tonight, because there's other guys on the Lakers who are also not guaranteed to play tonight. I think Rui's going to have a good game against Golden State, and To your point, I don't know why LeBron is not playing in this game either. Unless they did something. I mean, did they do something to his ankle where they knew he was going to need a couple days to rest it? Did they do not a procedure, not a surgery, but did they do some sort of therapeutic thing to his ankle where they knew it was going to knock him out for a couple days? I don't know, but it's weird. But I think Hachimura is a great call tonight. He should be in a ton of FanDuel lineups.
You lost me with whatever that clinical term you just hit us with was. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm out in the weeds right now. About some therapy that took. I have no idea, my friend. But I do know this: Domantas Sabonis is doubtful tonight with an illness for the Sacramento Kings. Are you feeling Trey Lyles? I see him rising on the most added list. I'm in a bunch of Yahoo leagues. I see Trey Lyles being scooped up off waivers. Are you one of those people?
Yeah. I think anytime that Sabonis is out, Trey Lyles is a decent play, especially in DFS. And even when Sabonis is in there, Lyles can get loose and put up some decent numbers. So I think Lyles is on the radar even when Sabonis is healthy. If Sabonis is out, then I think Lyles moves into must-play territory.
He's streaky. Just know that, people. He's very, very streaky. He had 2 games recently where he went back-to-back, averaged 17 points and 4 threes. And then, that next game after that, he played more minutes than those previous 2 games and had 1 point on 0 of 2. He's a weird player, okay? But I would look way more into Rui than I would look into Trey Lyles. But if you're in a super deep league, no Domas is going to mean at least half the game for Trey Lyles, and maybe he catches a heater. They have San Antonio tonight, don't they, Doc? I don't have that in front of me right now. I believe they have San Antonio tonight at home. So that obviously would be a juicy matchup for Trey Lyles. You mentioned Cam Thomas earlier, Doc. And when Jacques Vaughn got let go Monday, right back to business with the NBA after the All-Star break. Boom. Monday it comes out from Wojnarowski that the Nets dismissed Jacques Vaughn as their head coach. I don't know about you, Doc, but my first thought was Cam Thomas, baby. Because think about this. Last year, Cam Thomas started 4 games. That's it, 4, okay? In those 4 games, he averaged 39 points in 39 minutes. I'm not making this up. He had 3 straight 40-point games at one point, and then had another start. I think he was 3 for 16 in that game, and then Jacques Vaughn was like, that's it, I've seen enough, and sent him back to the bench, and he was playing 15 minutes a game. It was a ridiculously bad coaching move by Jacques Vaughn, who apparently pissed off Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons, and nobody liked his offense, and so bye. Kevin Ollie now has taken over as the interim guy. There's a lot of Mike Budenholzer talk. I brought up Mark Jackson's name yesterday on NBA radio, him being a Brooklyn guy, New York City point guard, I think, and a former Nets announcer, by the way. I think that would marry pretty well. But Doc, talk to me, man. I'm pretty geeked about Cam Thomas right now. And the reports are that he had a big hug with Kevin Ollie after their first practice the other day. So the love fest is on. Is it Cam Thomas season, Doc?
It is. It's been Cam Thomas season for most of the season. Unfortunately, that just means a lot of points, a lot of inconsistency, and a lot of empty stat lines. But for where I got him in that 30-team league, he's a key component to what I'm trying to do. I'm second in the power rankings. The system loves my team. It's got Wemby on it. It's got Cam. It's got Austin Reeves. We got De'Aaron Fox. We got Kobe White. Like, we're looking to make a deep 30 run this year. The first thing I thought of, and the first thing that Rosenworcel and I talked about on Tuesday on this very same podcast was Cam Thomas should be a much better player with Kevin Ollie as his coach. I think he's fired up to have Ollie as his coach, and I think it's a good thing for the whole Nets organization, really. I think they're going to play with a lot less stress and a lot more fun to finish out the season. And I think it's going to be good times in Brooklyn. Like I said, 4 games next week, 5 games the week after that when half the league only plays 3.
Kevin Ollie threw Jacques Vaughn under the bus when talking to reporters when he was introduced as their head coach. And he said, we've drawn 5 charges all year. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't even make sense. Jalen Williams, the big man for OKC, has had 5 drawn charges in the last probably 3 or 4 games, okay? Brandon Podziemski has 5 drawn charges every single practice. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, 5 drawn charges, and we're 2/3 of the way through the season. That means these dudes weren't even trying out there. They didn't even care. All right, Doc, it is the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast with Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A. He is either in or going to be in the FSWA Hall of Fame. So, Doc, let's rank these hot pickups, man. You got a bunch of names on here. Take us into this, man.
I mean, I guess we can add Rui Hachimura and Trey Lyles to this list if we want to. But so guys that I've seen out there floating around on and off of waiver wires, random pickups lately over the break and whatnot. Like Brandon Podziemski is still available in fantasy leagues, which kind of blows my mind. Like I don't understand how that's possible. And Rick, if you see the notes I wrote here, I wrote the wrong guy. I was talking about Chris Paul, not Steph Curry. So Chris Paul is coming back, right? Maybe not this game, but soon. What is that going to do to Podziemski? Does that hurt him? Does that scare you at all?
Kinda. And Chris Paul's return is right around the corner, and I'm glad you brought this up. I think Klay Thompson is in trouble here with Chris Paul coming back. Moses Moody, you can forget about it. Like he ain't even going to play. He's not even going to be a thought in Kerr's mind right now. Because Kuminga's going to play, Curry's going to play, Draymond's going to play his minutes. He's playing very, very well. Wiggins is going to have to play his 28 to 30. And so the optionality is Podziemski, it's Paul, it's Klay, it's Saric, it's guys like that. And, you know, Doc, depending on the matchup here, I'm really curious to see who Kerr closes with. You know what I mean? I'm usually more of a starting lineup guy, but with this, it's always been about the closing lineup for Golden State, going back to their death lineup. Look, Podziemski is Kerr's hand-picked homie, first-round pick, first round of the post-Bob Myers era. And he's just bringing a lot to the wood, taking the charges, making threes. He's a great rebounding guard. He's basically Dante DiVincenzo with floppy. What's your boy's name? Is it Jack Harlow? Is that the kid's name? With the Jack Harlow hair. He's basically Dante with that fluffy haircut, okay? Kerr loves him. And Klay may be out the door. There's already these reports about Orlando and the Lakers and the Heat and the Clippers are interested in him in free agency. Lacob's talking about getting out of the second apron. That probably means bye-bye, Klay. I can't pay you. I'm done with this. So it's all kind of heading in that way. And then you've got Podziemski, the love affair is in the starting lineup. I look at this more as Klay Thompson. Doc, I think that when he's got a heater, he's going to be out there. And when he's in a 2 for 10, he ain't going to play. And I think Podziemski is pretty locked in for 26 to 28 minutes, Doc. So I'm looking at this. The Paul return is more of a Klay buzzkill than a Poj buzzkill.
Well, and I don't think they're going to bring Paul back and immediately throw him out there for 28 to 30 a night either. I don't think he's going to play that much. I think Podziemski has, between his practice ethic, work ethic, how he's been in games, his Tommy points, the hustle, the fact his teammates probably love playing with him. I don't think he's going to take a hit. I'm not too worried about it. I still think he's a guy that fantasy managers should have. Like, he should not be on waivers in any league right now. So I'm not too scared about Paul coming back and hurting.
Dude, so I saw you put Podziemski in here, and I'm like, okay, like I always rock with your stuff, Doc, but I'm like, why are we talking about Poj as a pickup? Like, how is he not 97% rostered, right? Like, that's where it took my mind. And I mean, I'm on Yahoo right now. He's 54% rostered. Doc, I am blown away by that. Literally shocked by that. It would be one thing if, like, mid-basketball season, all of a sudden football season kicked in, right? This syndrome, pardon me for a second. This syndrome hits fantasy baseball. It's one of your boy Cam's secret sauces. I give a shit about fantasy baseball from game 1 to game 162. A lot of people, when football season kicks in July, they stop managing their teams. Okay. And my teams are good. Like I'm not just like benefiting from the laziness of others here. Okay. You're talking to a goat, but Doc, like, right, just staying in the fight, making pickups, doing your lineup, just the normal stuff that we do, mowing your freaking backyard, right? It's all you have to do. And you have a huge advantage in fantasy baseball down the stretch because football season kicks in. We don't have that right now. So I literally don't understand 46% of the fantasy populace on Yahoo platforms leaving Brandon Pajemski on waivers. That makes no sense to me at all.
Can I blow your mind even more?
Yes.
24.9% in ESPN. He's available in over 75% of ESPN leagues.
Now, let me ask you a question. Yahoo standard leagues, which I don't play as much anymore. It's just a lot of minutia for me, but they're 12-team leagues, okay? And I do play in Yahoo public baseball leagues, and I've already been doing some baseball drafts and stuff, and they are 12-team leagues as well. I believe football teams used to be 10, and they might have recently upped it to 12. But 10-team leagues suck to me. They're too easy, okay? So does ESPN have a standard 10-team league? Because if they do, then that would help to explain why Pajemski is on waivers 75% of the time.
Well, I think that the average ESPN league is 8 teams. And I don't know why that is.
Oh, that's so stupid. ESPN.
I mean, I don't think they have it set up that way. I think that's what their users set up.
So that's not their default as an 8-team league?
No.
Okay.
No, and Yahoo's is not either. I think the default for both is 12. I think Yahoo is mostly made up of 10-team leagues and some 12-team leagues. And I feel like ESPN has a majority 8, also 10, also 12. So but I don't think they're pushing people in those directions. It's just sort of how those websites numbers shake up. And maybe it's harder to find. Maybe it's harder to find 12 people that want to play basketball as opposed to finding 12 people that want to play football. But where I live, we can't find enough people to really put together a great baseball league in the town I live in. So we struggle more there than we do other places. But I'm with you, dude. I think you and me and most of the people that are listening to us, I'm guessing most of the serious fantasy basketball people play in 12-team leagues. And like you, they're like, why is Doc telling me to pick up Pajemski? There's no way he's available in my savvy league. But I mean, the numbers don't lie. 25% in ESPN, 50% Yahoo. That means he's available in a hell of a lot of leagues. And you just can't ignore people in those leagues.
No, this is a very valuable conversation. I mean, I like I said, if we're having a mind-blowing experience, okay, it's definitely a valid conversation. Wow, man. Wow. If Pete, like, for the savvy that you just referenced, by the way, it's the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Rick Kamla, Steve Alexander, we're the OGs. If you if you're a savvy like doctor of this or PhD of this, like we are, like a lot of our audience members here are, like, I mean, if you're on with us, you're a badass, okay? You're not some fly-by-night casual. Like, you are seeking out fantasy knowledge from GOATs, okay? We love you guys out there. You are the next level fantasy players. And so you want a 14-team league. You want a 16-team league. You want a 20-team league. Heck, you want a 30-team league. Because your knowledge is that deep and that vast of this beautiful thing called fantasy basketball. So in a 12-team league, it levels the playing field. And the smaller you go, the more level that playing field goes. Doc, right? In a 10-team league, you and I don't have a huge advantage over the rest of the pack and a bunch of casuals and a bunch of bronze-rated and silver-rated people on Yahoo, right? We don't have a huge advantage over them. It's a 10-team league. It's an all-star team. And if it's 8, it's even worse. So 12 is like a happy medium, I think. But the stud fantasy players should want 14 and 16 and 20 and 30 because that's where you weed out the guys that really know from the guys that are frauds. Boom, that's when you attack and you prey on the weak and you win.
Yeah. I mean, the bigger the bigger the league, the better players should rise to the top. I mean, it's just the way it is. And I mean, it's the same in sports too. They're talking about, expanding, adding NBA teams eventually. And people are like, man, that's going to further mess up the pool of players we have. But it also means the cream rises to the top. So, yeah. So Podziemski, I mean, it's literally a no-brainer. Everybody should be. He should not be on waivers in any league. I don't care if it's 8 teams. I don't care if it's 10. GGJax, we're still waiting for the Jaren Jackson Jr. shutdown, right? Like, it's coming. We may do something before we're done. We may predict a date that we last see Jaren Jackson Jr. happen. But GGJax, I'm scared to even pull up his rostership numbers because it's probably like 7% and 18% or something like that. Trey Mann has been all the rage since he came back for Charlotte.
Gigi's at 41 on Yahoo. Gigi's up to 41 on Yahoo.
All right, so he's probably like 17 on ESPN. Trey Mann has been great in Charlotte for 3 games, but now there's rumors and there's inklings that LaMelo Ball is practicing again. He's getting ready to come back. What's that do to you as far as the Trey Mann needle goes?
So I'm a little worried about it because I don't know how Steve Clifford is going to go here. But when I redid my depth charts after the trade deadline, and I put Trey Mann in the Terry Rozier spot as the sidecar guard to LaMelo Ball. So on my depth chart, I have LaMelo Ball in his customary point guard spot, Mann sidecarring him with Brandon Miller, with Miles Bridges, and with Mark Williams, who obviously is hurt, but when healthy, he's the starter, and Nick Richards is the backup. And then your bench is Grant Williams, Seth Curry, Cody Martin, and Nick Smith, who's completely fallen off since Trey Mann. Just some playing time. They're just not even playing Nick Smith anymore. Nick Smith's been very good from the 3-point line this year. Steve Clifford's lack of deployment of him has been mystifying for me, especially in that period where LaMelo was out and you had 13 guys out and he still really wasn't spiking. That was weird to me. Leaky Black was getting more run than Nick Smith for a period there. My worry, Doc, as strange as this sounds, is Cody Martin. He's paid. He's a vet. Steve Clifford is, an older coach, and they love vets, and they're usually not real hip on young dudes playing over vets. But to me, like, Trey Mann has to start. If Trey Mann does not start, if Cody Martin is starting over Trey Mann, I'm going to freak the fuck out and lose it, okay? Like, stop it. You did not make this trade to get Trey Mann to play Cody frickin' Martin over him. So that's where I'm at with it, Doc. Like, I'm a little concerned because of Steve Clifford, and we don't run these rotations. These coaches do, and a lot of times they're more vettish than they're youngish. But to me, it should be Trey Mann season in Charlotte right now. Charlotte
has won 13 games. 13-41. I mean, I don't know why I don't really know why we're bringing LaMelo Ball back. I don't really know why they would ever bring the center back that's been out forever. He's not even on the depth chart anymore. Mark Williams. I don't understand why we're talking about bringing him back. Miles Bridges is healthy. He's trying to.
Doc, I got to take you deep, man. I got to take you deep. Doc, it's February 22nd. We've got almost 2 months left in the regular season. I mean, what do you mean they shouldn't even bring these guys back? These guys are paid to play basketball, man.
7 weeks, dude. 7 weeks. That's all we got.
Like,
it'll be gone. Like, this season will be the 30 deep playoffs. We have this week, next week, and next week, and that's it. That season's done.
So this week and then 2 more weeks, and then it's the playoffs?
We have this week and next week, and that is it.
And then the playoffs.
Yes.
Wow. My team I'm 8th in the power ratings on 30 deep. I just don't like my team, Doc. I've been telling you this all year. I missed out on Holmgren by 1 pick. I took Josh Green over Tim Hardaway Jr. I've been beating myself up over that all year long. I just hate my team, Doc, but I'm still 8th in the power rating, man. But I don't feel like I'm winning it this year. I don't feel like I'm in it to win it, man. If I win it, I got lucky as hell if I win the chip this year, Doc. I'm going to say it right now. This is not a championship 30-deep team to me.
All right. Well, back to Trey Mann for just a second. I like the fact that the Cody Martin is in his way, because I think even if LaMelo comes back, Trey Mann's still going to get enough run to be fantasy relevant. But I do like him a lot more if LaMelo is still chilling with his ankle.
But what if Trey Mann starts with LaMelo and Cody Martin is where he should be coming off the bench? Like, I still think Trey Mann can get goodies and flirt with triple doubles even with LaMelo Ball.
I agree. Yeah, I'm just worried about what's going to happen there. Like you said, we don't know who they're going to start. I hope it's Trey Mann. But the other guys on this list, Keyonte George, a 33-point game right before the break. They've said he's locked and loaded the rest of the season in Utah. You got Vince Williams still balling in Memphis with Gigi. When the Jaren Jackson happens, Vince is going to hopefully continue to go off. You got the Thompson twins. You're an Ausar guy more than an Amen guy. I'm
not
both
true.
of them.
Not
I
true.
want both of them.
Not true.
On my roster.
Overall, I'm more of an Amen guy than an Ausar guy. Like in the pre-draft process, scouting these guys out, and I love them both, but I was more of an Amen guy. So if I've said I'm more of an Ausar guy, maybe it's just for the fantasy of it all. But Doc,
I think his role on Houston, you're more worried about his role with Houston than you are with Ausar in Detroit.
And that is no longer the case, Doc. Okay. So let's stop right here and talk about Ausar for a minute. I'm worried about Isaiah Stewart, a.k.a. Beef Stew, a.k.a. I'm going to light your ass up if you talk trash to me. Right, he punched Drew Eubanks. Shams Charania said yesterday that the people that have seen the video said that he did punch Drew Eubanks. So I do think a suspension is coming down for Beef Stew. But think about this, Doc. He is healthy now. He's back practicing. He's going to be ready to play, and he might play tonight. But I think the league is going to suspend him before they play this game. We shall see. But Isaiah Stewart, over the last 3 years, in all of the games that he has played, has come off the bench 4 times. He just got paid 4 years and $60 million. He has been their starting power forward with Jalen Duren. And then Bojan was their 3. So now they have your boy Simone Fontecchio as their new Bojan, right? So I'm worried that Ausar now is going to have to kick back to the bench when Isaiah Stewart gets back in that starting lineup, which I believe he will go back to that 4 spot, Doc. Fontecchio's their new toy. He's the new Bojan. And then you've got Ausar, I think, in a bench role. So I'm back to being worried about Ausar.
I know. I feel like Monty is going to be like, all right, we've won 10 games this year. It's time to finally throw in the towel. Maybe we're not going to make the playoffs this year. I've got this Thompson twin just sitting over here waiting to go like a caged tiger. I'm gonna let him go. I feel like it's gonna be Ausar season here real quick. I'm not worried about it. I've got both of the Thompson twins on my Rock and Roll League roster, and neither one, they don't play tonight, but I can't wait till they do play again. I think they're fine. I think both of them are fine. I think they should be rostered everywhere. And Fontecchio is a guy we don't have on this list also. So the last guys, Jordan Goodwin playing point guard for Memphis occasionally is another guy who's kind of worth looking at if you're in a deep league. And then I think Rui and Trey Lyles and Fontecchio are also radar guys. Like I'm amazed there's this many guys out there this late that are this good that you can still maybe go out and pick up in your league.
I think a lot of people are either All-Star weekend fatigued and just sort of their team is out of sight, out of mind, or maybe we're 2/3 of the way through and a lot of teams are like they've lost interest. I don't know. I don't understand the losing interest in a hobby thing. It's your hobby, see it through. But it happens. It's human nature. Here's my thing on Jordan Goodwin. I see these numbers here, Doc. 10.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, 1-3 in 2 games in Memphis. Decent stat line. Got our attention. We're looking at you. But I have been on the Taylor Jenkins. I don't know who the F my point guard is night to night yo-yo in the Cam Dynasty. I've gone with Gilliard and been iced out. I've gone with Scottie Pippen Jr. and been iced out and literally gotten bagels. Don't worry, I won these games anyway. But I like perfection. I don't like holes in my lineup, even if I'm slaughtering a team 7-1. It's not how we roll over here. So Taylor Jenkins has pump faked me so many times this year, Doc, that I am out on that point guard position because I think it's just an experimental position. I think Jenkins is like, all right, let's see this guy tonight with this lineup, and let's see this guy tonight with this group. And okay, this guy's hurt. Let's go with this guy. I just feel like it's a yo-yo, dude, that I'm not willing to play with anymore.
I like that because Gilliard's going to be in and out of the G League. I don't even know about Goodwin. Is Goodwin is he a two-way player? I don't even know.
I think he's a standard contract guy.
Okay. Right now it's Goodwin season, but like you said, that's been 2 games, and tomorrow that could all change. You could go back to Scottie Pippen, who, by the way, why is Scottie Senior's name spelled Scottie and Scottie Junior's name is spelled with a Y? Can you help me with that?
I'm worried about the unsolved mystery of why the league hasn't suspended Isaiah Stewart yet. That's where my brain is. Like, how has the suspension not come down for this man? He lit up Drew Eubanks. The video proves it. Why is the league not suspended this guy?
Have you seen the video?
No, shut up. Where's the video?
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. This is top secret. Ish, man. Like TMZ usually breaks somebody off, right? To get the video of Ja Morant in the strip club with the gun, to get the video of Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole, right? Like, where is TMZ to break somebody off and get us the video, man?
You know, people make fun of TMZ a lot, but they're usually first and they're usually never wrong.
Oh, TMZ's on it, dude. TMZ's totally on it. There's no doubt.
People disrespect TMZ all the time. I'm always like, yeah, but they're always right, and they're always first.
And by the way, my wife has that show on from time to time, like the voiceover guy with the funny voice, and he says all the jokes after they tell like the story of these dumb Hollywood stars doing dumb Hollywood star things, and the guy comes in like slapsticky with some. I think it's a well done, like that part of the show I like when that big voice guy comes in and like mocks Ben Affleck or what's your name? Kuchar, whatever the F his name is, the dude from that 70s show. I have poor Hollywood, Doc, by the way.
I think that dude has been doing that voiceover thing for that show for a very long time. And I remember when it first came on the air, my wife was all about it back then. And she's like, oh yeah, I think they conceal this guy's identity so nobody comes after him. And so he's like free to just like bust on whoever he wants to. I don't even know if people know who he is. I could be totally wrong about that.
I think Casey's onto something, man. It's Hollywood, okay? The Illuminati, hello? So if I were that dude, I would not want my face or name to be recognized at all. I'll just sit in my man cave looking out at the ocean somewhere in Malibu and doing my little voiceover thing, man. I think that's why we don't know who that guy is. I really do.
Another player who's been playing really well, who's probably available in more leagues than he should be, is Mike Conley. Just signed an extension. He's like 47 years old, playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Conley's been good, man. Conley is getting better with age. And is it true, Rick, that he's never had a technical foul in his entire career?
I don't know that, but I seem to recall hearing that at some point. That doesn't surprise me. He is mild, man. I'm on his bio here. He's a 4-time sportsmanship award winner. Okay. So yeah, that's probably the case. He's the anti-Draymond. Here's the stat that I want to look up on Conley so I could get it right for you guys. 44% from 3-point range this year. And he's at 10 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2.3 threes. He's still a valuable fantasy player. Like, I'm putting that in my lineup. I mean, the 6 dimes is good. We're at a steal. We're at 2+ threes. The percentages are fantastic. And Doc, you know this, too. As we go to reality here for a minute, he is the perfect fit for that team. He takes 8 shots a game, okay? And he takes Doc, I will say this right now, and I don't have a stat to prove this. This is just me watching a million hours of basketball. He takes the most buck-naked 3 balls of anybody in the league. With the gravity of Cat, the gravity of Ant-Man, Jaden McDaniels doing his thing, the lob threat to Rudy, and then they're like, damn it, we forgot Conley. And he gets that ball, and he's like, checks the wind, winks at a hottie in the crowd, and then fires that lefty 3-ball good, right? He takes the most buck-naked threes in this game, dude.
Well, he's just such a calm, old guy to be running that offense with Ant. Ant's like, give me the ball and let me work. Maybe I'll even shoot it with my right hand this time. By the way, that Ant left-hand shooting thing over the weekend was not good. You probably didn't even watch it.
No, I watched it and I was
skills
pissed,
challenge. He's throwing it off the side of the backboard, and
so two things. I love Ant-Man, but he made a mockery of that event and the All-Star game. So I was Ant-Man and Lucas should just be told to stay home because they're poisoning All-Star weekend with their aloof, arrogant, I don't give a ish behavior. They really are. If I were Adam Silver, I'd be just go to Bora Bora. Okay, we'll put somebody else in these events. But Doc, they have to take the skills challenge and throw it in the trash. That event sucks. The guys never understand how to do the damn slalom thing with the dribbling drill, right? They're always running, and some official comes out. No. It's such a bad look. This is All-Star Saturday night. These are the best players in the world, and they look clueless out there. And then you've got that stupid passing thing where they pass the ball into the little hole. Oh, my God, is that stupid? And then they do this lame shooting drill where you've got three guys passing out to each other. It's like a dad and a daughter in the fucking driveway. I don't want to see a dad and a daughter in the driveway. I want to see cool basketball. Dude, they have to destroy the skills challenge and replace it with a one-on-one tournament.
Yeah. Or like what we were talking about the other day with Brian, somebody mentioned just doing away with All-Star Weekend altogether and moving the in-season tournament to this time of the year and have it be like 3 weeks long, and then have that event cascade in like Las Vegas for the finals, and then have the dunk contest and the 3-point contest around that in-season tournament finals weekend, which very interesting concept, because I don't know, man, is the All-Star game so broken that it's irretrievable at this point? Like,
yes. Here's my idea, Doc. I've been saying this all week. I like the format of the Rising Stars Challenge because it creates a keeping the floor mentality with these guys. They pick up full court. They double. They blitz. They foul. They try to step in and block shots, because when the target scores 40 and your opponent has 35, it's go time, okay? It's like if you're playing to 12 and the opponent has 10, it's go time. You got to really dig in and play defense. And I see that even with these first and second year players on All-Star Friday night. So, I mean, it all comes down to, are these entitled max player NBA All-Stars just so over it and so cool that they won't compete no matter what you do, okay? That's a possibility. But I see these young fellas literally playing some defense in the Rising Stars Challenge. Our boy Pajemski was diving on the floor for a loose ball, for the love of God, okay? So I'm doing that on All-Star Sunday night, Doc. I'm going 2 semifinal games with a 50-target score and a 50-target score. And then I'm going a final game with a 50-target score, 24 All-Stars. So you chop it up 4 teams, 6 players a team. And then you have 4 dudes draft these teams. So we get back to having a TV show, which was really dope with that All-Star draft. And I missed that this year. So that's Cam's fix for the All-Star game.
All right. Do you want to hit the rest of these topics, or you want to answer questions? We got 7 minutes.
Just give me 5 seconds. Are you buying what I'm selling there or not?
I am. I like it.
Okay, because yes, it's broken. It's like the Pro Bowl. We have to shred this All-Star game.
The Pro Bowl.
It is like the Pro Bowl. And I don't even watch whatever the hell they do in the NFL right now. It's completely off my radar. One of the interesting things I saw you put in here, Doc, was about the Wizards, okay, and the possible shutdowns. And you mentioned, are you keeping an eye on Corey Kispert? The answer is yes. And here's the deal with Kispert. Pardon me. When Kyle Kuzma is out, boom, green lit. When Kyle Kuzma is in there, not so much, because then you got Deni, and you've got Poole, and you've got Tyus, and then Kispert, because Kispert and Coulibaly like toggle for who the 6th man is and the 7th man is. It's kind of like the Norman Powell, Russell Westbrook dynamic in LA. Some nights Powell has 20 and Russ has 8. Some nights Russ flirts with a triple-double and Powell has 10, right? And then with Coulibaly, sometimes he takes off and Kispert is small. Sometimes Kispert hits a heater and then Coulibaly is small. So to me, it all hinges on Deni and Kuzma with Kispert. And if either of those guys get hurt and or shut down, then it is Corey Kispert's season, because this dude, Doc, has the potential to score 17, 18, 19 a game and hit like 3 or 4 3-balls per game. And even if he's not giving you defensive goodies and rebounds and assists, like we roster Tim Hardaway Jr., right? That's what he's doing. 17, 18 points, 3+ threes. That's what Kispert would be doing.
Yeah, I kind of think Kispert's going to break loose one of these games in the final 5 or 6 weeks where he blows up for like 40 points. But I don't know how reliable he's going to be. And then Coulibaly is a steals and blocks machine if he gets minutes and gets roll. And, the Wizards are interested. The Wizards and the Blazers both. I mean, if they decide to shut people down and just let the kids play, which is probably going to happen for both of them, it's going to be interesting. There could be some very valuable no-name pickups coming out of both places.
I don't think teams should be doing this year, by the way. I'm going to destroy them on NBA radio and probably here as well. If it's, by the way, it's the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast, Rick Kamla and Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Doc, Doc, who are people tanking for this year? You tell me.
I have no idea.
Okay, that's why. Why shut down your players and ruin basketball games and diminish the NBA product to tank and acquire ping pong balls for, I don't know who the guy is. I just want the top pick in the draft, right? No, there is no Wemby. And so next year will be the Cooper Flagg freshman year at Duke, right? And everybody loves Cooper Flagg. He could come out like a Chet Holmgren type and be that it dude and be a top pick. So if teams want to tank next year for Cooper Flagg, I get it. But if you're tanking this year for what's his name? Tubelis or this Alex Sarr guy. I mean, these people, they may be really good, but there's not buzz about them, Doc. There's not hype about them. And at this point, if there's buzz or hype about a dude, there's buzz or hype about a dude. You know what I'm saying? Because scouts have been to Europe and they've been to Germany and they've been to Spain and all this kind of stuff. And then they come back and they talk to reporters and reporters talk about it. Oh, there's buzz, there's hype. There is no buzz. There is no hype about this class.
You're right about that. I mean, we had all heard of Wemby by now. We had all heard of Chet by now. Like, there is not a lot of hype, but I still think
DeAndre Ayton, Lonzo Ball, right? Like just guys like that, like these it dudes. Like there's been all this buzz of Trey Young, right? It was the whole season of Trey Young in college basketball. There's no buzz. There's no hype about any of these guys.
Yeah, but I don't know that means that it's I still think you want a lottery pick. You don't want to be the Atlanta Hawks and finish, 10th every year and then get a crappy draft pick every year. Or if you do get a draft pick, you screw it up and take Marvin Williams instead of whoever.
Well, hold on, but your boy Travis Schlenk nailed a bunch of those picks. John Collins, Kevin Huerter, Jalen Johnson. He was told by ownership to trade Trey for Luka, or pardon me, Luka for Trey. I thought Travis Schlenk was a beast in that Hawks front office, man.
No, he was. He was. I'm talking about more like back in the day. But
yeah.
You just don't. It's hard to build. I mean, here the Hawks are.
Your boy Marvin Williams, man, so unathletic. So unathletic. It looked like he was hurt when he walked, didn't it? So the way he walked was like, "Are you hurt? Are you limping? What's going on here?"
Yeah, he did have that weird. He had that weird gait. But anyway, you can't draft in the middle of the draft every single year and build a team. You want the good picks. And even this year, even though there's no hype, there will be by the time it gets here. And we've seen how many rookies made an impact this year. It's a ton. I mean, it's like every lottery pick has made an impact this year. And I think every lottery pick next year will make an impact. So you still gotta get the picks, and they need to be good picks, and that's why Pop and the Spurs are down there bottom feeding, waiting to see what their people say when they get back from Europe, because nobody's better at finding these sleeper stud basketball players than the Spurs have been over the last 30 years, and they're probably going to keep doing it.
So let's set up some of these comments, dude.
Yeah, I like this one right here because it allows me to talk about my favorite thing, the schedule. So this week, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Miami Heat only play one time. So GGJax only has one game this week. Charlotte has 3 games. So if you drop Gigi and pick up Trey Mann, you gain 2 games. You get 3 games instead of 1. That's kind of a big deal. I'm saying, yes, you do this move.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to go with the flow of this. I definitely do not like the idea of dropping GGJax, but if your roster's that deep and you got to have a win this week, this is a little counterintuitive to me because if your roster is that good that you're in a position to drop GGJax, then why do you need a win this week? Like, to me, you should have some optionality and some wiggle room maybe to take an L. Not that we want to take L's around here, but yeah, do what you got to do, man. If you have to win this week, and I mean, look, Trey Mann is still on waivers. Isn't that an indicator of the waiver wire in this league, right, Doc? At this point, if Trey Mann is still on waivers, there's probably some other really good talent on waivers as well. So yeah, go ahead and make that move.
Well, and that's the thing about Gigi. He's 15.7% rostered in ESPN. So, I mean, you drop him, you get your 2 games, and maybe you can even go pick him back up. But if you can't pick him up, I guarantee you, one of those other dudes we talked about is sitting out there, whether it be Fontecchio, whether it be Keyonte George, somebody.
Podziemski may be out there for our guy.
Podz could be sitting there. But the 2 1-game weeks this week are Memphis and Miami. So Jimmy Butler, maybe a goose egg for the week, right? Is he going to play? Do we know?
I've lost track. I've lost.
You've given up.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Well, he doesn't bang threes. So, well, he's banging threes a little bit this year, but not. I don't know. I'm kind of over the Jimmy Butler thing right now. You know, go on a streak of 5 straight games with 30 and get my damn attention, okay? I mean, he's capable of that. Dude, I don't understand why Jimmy Butler doesn't go Hulk smash mode more. Like, if you were a hot shot player like that and you could just go Hulk smash and literally push a button and like beast mode everybody, why wouldn't you do that? Why does he cruise control through games, Doc, just as a mortal NBA player? As opposed, remember against Giannis and the Bucks in the playoffs last year? Like, why was that just a one-off? Like, what was up with that? Like, why don't we get more of that from Jimmy? That's kind of why I'm out on Jimmy. Like, I don't like the turn it on, turn it off thing, man.
And even playoff Jimmy isn't that fun sometimes these days. I don't know, man.
It was last year. I mean, that was a hell of a run last year.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we were talking about Jimmy's emo hair on Tuesday's show. It was pretty fun. Let's see here. Christian wants to know, I was offered Anthony Davis for Dejounte Murray and Nikola Vucevic. 12 teams. I lost Embiid. Would I be giving up too much if I accept this trade? So he gets AD, gives up Dejounte and Vooch.
I mean, you're getting the best player in the deal, Christian, so that's good. What I'm wondering is, who are you backfilling that second spot with? So it's Anthony Davis and who? Maybe it's somebody you're picking up off the waiver wire. Maybe it's somebody you could get back in this trade. You know, the dude that this other manager is going to drop. I'm not a huge Vucevic guy, but dang it, I'm a huge Dejounte Murray guy. Doc, I feel like he's given up a little bit too much here. I mean, I get it, you know, backfilling the big man, you need blocks and stuff with Embiid out, and Davis is a phenomenal fantasy player. It comes down to who the second part could be to fill in, and I don't know, man.
I think you also need to see the rest of the roster to make a totally intelligent decision about this. And then also, like you said,
Doc, is you have Levine out for Chicago, which makes Vooch the second option. Like, I don't know. I'm not crazy about this. I think I'm trying to steal Anthony Davis. I'm not trying to like overpay for Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is too much of an overpayment here. I believe I got to get another player back maybe a Trey Mann, maybe it's a Podziemski. I don't know. Maybe it's just somebody that I've got a little itch and a little tickle about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let's say Podziemski's no, he's probably not available. It's a 12-team league, but you know, one of these guys we've talked about will be available. It could be Keyonte George, it could be GGJax, it could be Vince.
Well, you know, like you said, like I'm going big for big with Vooch and AD, so I need a small to replace Dejounte. So if Trey Mann is out there, I feel better about this. If Podziemski's out there, I feel better about this. Who else might be, Doc? Trying to think of some guards that may be, I don't know, maybe a Nebhard. I don't know.
Scoot Henderson, maybe?
Nebhard's maybe going about 10 points, 5 assists. I don't know. Like, what's up with Nebhard playing 30 minutes and the stat line pretty much sucks? Right, Doc? What's up with that? Like, he's getting minutes. Like, he should be at, I don't know, 13 points, 6 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.8 threes. Like, why are we getting a better stat line from Nebhard? He's just out there getting exercise, dude.
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Jay Sizzle dropped Klay Thompson to pick up Trey Mann. I like that. Here we go, Rick.
I would do that. Hey, Doc, Klay is a 2-category guy, points and threes.
Yeah,
that's it.
And right now he's sort of a 1-category guy because James Chan wants to know, Cam Whitmore, is he worth to pick more? Is Cam Whitmore going to come back and do what he was doing a month ago, 3 weeks ago? Or are we locked into a man at this time?
Let me look at the back of Whitmore's game log here for just a minute and refresh my memory.
Look at the back of his card.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. 17 points in 18 minutes. 9 points in 21 minutes, 14 points in 19 minutes, 25 points in 21 minutes, 17 points in 20 minutes. Okay, so he's playing around 20 minutes a game and basically giving you like 15 points, and giving you at least 2 threes. I'm still there with Cam Whitmore. I am, Doc. If you've got him, keep him. If he's on waivers and you need like points and threes, some combo with that. And he's an exciting young player. I don't think Cam Whitmore is out of value here. I don't.
Yeah, I would rather have one of the guys we talked about earlier personally, but we'll see. I mean, Cam Whitmore was playing very well. I had him on a lot of rosters. Who else we got here? This is Mr. A. Will Mitch Robinson and Joel Embiid come back this regular season?
I don't know.
It sounds like Mitch Rob is getting close.
I think I saw resumed on-court activities. I think I saw that. So that's probably another month out, knowing medical staffs and all that kind of stuff. I based on that, though, I would feel a little better about Mitchell Robinson coming back than Embiid. Embiid got cut, man. He got a meniscus surgery, and it's Joel Embiid, and he's very injury prone, and he's the face of the franchise, one of the most valuable commodities in all of sports. I don't know, man. I just don't know about Embiid, Doc. We all want him to come back. I don't know. I think Philadelphia is going to slide back into the play-in tournament here, Doc. They have I think 2.5 game lead over Orlando and Miami, to stay in the top 6. And I don't think they're going to stay in the top 6. So if they keep drifting, then what kind of, how will that change the motivation and sort of hurrying to get him back? I don't know. That's a tough one to answer right now, Mr. A.
I think Joel Embiid's done. I think we've seen the end of Joel Embiid, at least for fantasy relevance, right? Now, NBA playoffs, totally different thing. But I don't think he's coming back to help your fantasy team this year. I could be wrong. I've got him stashed on an IR. That's where he's going to stay. Last one, Daniel Gonzalez. He got offered Jalen Johnson for Buddy Hield. I like the rebounds and steals. Who would be better rest of the season? Like, that's a run, don't walk, isn't it, Rick?
I don't know. Have you seen Buddy's numbers in Philadelphia?
Dude, he's balling out. You're right.
They are phenomenal. They're all-star numbers. Let me give you Buddy Hield's numbers. They're literally all-star numbers. And it's a very small sample. I think it's 3 games. I believe they're 2-1 in those 3 games. Let me give you his 3-game sample size here with Philadelphia. He is at 22 points, 4 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 1.8 steals, 4.5 threes, which is Steph-esque. He's shooting 52 from the field, 45 from 3, playing 39 minutes a game. I mean, it's like Daryl Morey. It's like it's his long lost son, and he's just 39 minutes here. Oh God, this one's so hard, Doc. This one's so hard. I'm gonna say take Jalen Johnson, Doc, because I mean it's close. I want to give this man an answer, and I'd rather have Jalen Johnson the rest of the way because Doc, we have a couple of things here. We do have the possibility of Embiid coming back. We also have DeAnthony Melton is going to be back, I believe, tonight. Nick Batum is going to be back, I believe, tonight. And so those two guys are going to play. They're main rotation guys. I believe Buddy Hield will still start, but with Melton back, that'll cut into him a little bit. And then let's face it, Doc, you have a heater here born of the honeymoon period of just being traded to a contender and just getting out of jail in Indiana. And now you're in the starting five and playing 39 minutes. This was not happening for Buddy in Indiana. So it's all new and he's unleashed and all this kind of stuff. But at some point, this kind of dies out and the law of averages kick in, right? And Buddy, I don't think is going to shoot 45% from three the rest of the way. So I go Jalen Johnson.
All right, last one I lied. Michael Chang, who are we dropping out of these players? Bagley, Reed, or Ausar Thompson, 10-team league. He's got to get DiVincenzo off the IL. So Marvin Bagley, Paul Reed, Ausar Thompson. Who are you dropping?
Probably Bagley. And I've seen the recent line. He's so injury prone, Doc. Just when you think Bagley is like in a role and he's got minutes and he's cooking a little bit and pop, something goes, man. I just don't trust that dude. I just don't trust Marvin Bagley. And Marvin Bagley's not helping you in threes. He's not helping you in defense as well. So I say drop Bagley.
Free throws are terrible. He's not going to block shots. He's going to get rebounds and points. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. All right, we are out of here. We are out of time. I have a mystery guest coming on Tuesday. It's actually someone I've never met, but it's supposedly a baller. And then you and I will be back here next Thursday on the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Rick, welcome back from the All-Star break. We got basketball tonight, baby. Let's go. Everybody, thanks for watching, and we will see you all in a week. Peace.